All right. Good morning, everybody. And well, as I did see in the last video, that the next video you would see of me would be the beginning of a new series. All the time you have seen me coming to you from the desk of TLIS, under conversations with TLIS. Now I really want to give an opportunity for the broader family at UTT to be aware of what's taking place in the ambit of teaching and learning being done by the faculty itself. So this is the first video series under the banner or initiative known as Conversations with Faculty. And you'd be seeing me as your host, basically interviewing various academic faculty here at UTT. So this morning, I have an individual who's going to be with me as we launch this particular series. And it's an opportunity to hear from someone who represents a lot of what faculty do. So without further ado, because I've been speaking for quite too long, I really want to introduce my first guest on this particular series. A very pleasant good morning to you, Dr. Kelly.
Good morning.
All right. And thank you so much for agreeing to be with me and starting this series off in this good way. All right. This morning, we want to talk a little bit about an initiative that is under your ambit there in the undergraduate studies. And so I have a list of questions here, and I really do hope that I don't tire you out with them. But the first question I have for you is really based upon an initiative that I know that you all have titled COPIL, which basically is the Community of Practice for Instructional Leaders. So that's out there. It has been there before, but I believe it's relaunching. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So the first question I have for you is, why a community of practice? What is the importance of UTT having a community of practice? But before you answer, I know I said a mouthful, but before you answer, let the people know who is actually Dr. Kelly. What is your areas of expertise and what is your role here at UTT?
Okay. Hi. Like you said, I am Dr. Solange Kelly. I am currently the Assistant Vice President for Undergraduate Studies. I have been at UTT for the past 15 years, where I work in the Utilities and Sustainable Engineering unit. My main area is thermodynamics, fluids, and I also teach ethics and professionalism.
Okay.
One of my favorite topics. And I have a passion for teaching because I love to see my students grow and learn. I like when they get a point out that they have been struggling with. It's like,
aha moment.
yes. And I like to see how their eyes glitter. I like to see how they graduate and they go out in the workplace and perform, So those are the things that are at my heart, my students.
So, okay. So you've told us a little bit about your teaching. So what do you do as the AVP?
Well, as AVP for undergraduate studies, we coordinate a lot of areas. One in particular is the area of teaching and learning. And those areas are really done under the board for undergraduate studies. So we have different areas. We deal with policy. We deal with teaching, like I said before, teaching and learning activities. We deal with curriculum development, financial aid. And under these areas, we target, our key stakeholder, our students, as well as our lecturers.
Lecturer. So let me take a pin from that. So you say your lecturer. So I gather, therefore, that COPIL is for the lecturers, yes?
Yes, it is.
and therefore, if it's for them, then why? Why a community of practice?
Okay. Well, let me start by giving my personal story. When I came to work at the University of Trinidad and Tobago, one of the ways I came very green. I did not have a lot of teaching experience, but I learned from others.
Right.
I learned from my colleagues. I learned how to, put together lesson plans. I learned how to, be creative, even with my teaching. I must say, the first year was a bit rough because, I don't like to see students do badly. I'm always questioning and challenging myself how I can improve, how I can do better at teaching or delivering a content. And I learned from my colleagues. I learned by seeing, how they will teach. I learn by seeing even their course shelves on the learning management system. I've gotten a lot of ideas from others.
Right.
And that's what a community brings.
Right.
Because to me, everybody has something of value.
All right.
Give.
Yeah.
And if we cross-fertilize and share our experiences, because no two people go through the same experience.
Sorry.
And once we cross-fertilize and share each other's ideas and experience, we become better lecturers, teachers, facilitators, what you want to call us. We become better at what we do. And the people, our stakeholders who benefit will be our students.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the community of practice is meant to make the lecturers improve in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Whether it's in teaching and learning, whether it's in research, whether even in terms of entrepreneurship as an entrepreneurial university, it's really supposed to really foster a collaborative experience across the board for faculty as they engage.
Exactly.
All right. So you have answered my first question very well. So you have gotten A+. Let's go on to the second question. So this might be a bit difficult. Let's see the grade will drop. What incentive is there for faculty to participate? Because, faculty could see that they have quite a lot to do already. So you said the importance of it, but what else, apart from what you shared thus far, what incentive is there for faculty to engage in the community of practice?
And to answer that, what I will talk about is, or put my finger on, is the benefit of collaboration.
Right.
Collaboration really makes the work easier.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to fight up from scratch to learn what somebody who have been through the process have discovered before you. So it actually makes your job easier. The other thing is that for any lecturer, your satisfaction is to see your students do well.
Right.
So one of the benefits out of it that I would like to see out of it is that I would like to see learning, or how we deliver our content, or how we improve our content, which has benefit even on the lecturer themselves.
Right.
So to me, that's if I were to put my finger on it, the key thing that this community of practice will do in terms of a benefit for the lecturers, to me, it makes your job easier.
Right.
It makes your job even more challenging and exciting.
Right.
Because you don't want to, be doing the same thing over and over and over. And that's in the area of teaching and learning. If we jump to the areas in the area of research, it fosters more collaborative learning.
Right.
Let me give you another example. Earlier last year, a group of us went to Tobago to display what we teach, what UTT has to offer. It was literally the first time I was actually given sight into most of our academic units and what we do.
Yeah.
And the amount of discussion it generated among colleagues, it was fantastic. It's like, we have stuff in common, or I have something that could benefit your research, or you have something that could benefit my research. And things got excited. Right? So to me, it opens up synapses in your brain and cause you to think outside of the box.
Yeah.
And be more creative. That's what happens when we come together.
Okay.
And the benefit too for UTT is a multi-campus university.
Yeah.
We don't have like a lounge where we will all come in and share and stuff like that. We need to exist fully online, in the online space.
Correct.
And that's what Couple can facilitate.
Yeah.
Once it's used correctly, we can share ideas, we could bring best practices to the table, and make our job exciting.
So it's really and no pun intended, it's really about building community.
It is.
And whatever comes out of that community would enrich the practice and the experiences of the faculty.
Absolutely.
All right. I like that. So I think you have done very well with that. So you've kept your grade thus far. You've answered it well. So I have another question, and we don't have too many more questions because this is really not to be too long, but we just really want to give faculty an opportunity to really hear what's happening. So who or what will keep the momentum in the community of practice way? Because again, faculty may be very interested in engaging, but sometimes they may forget that, hey, COPL exists. So who or what will be able to keep that momentum going?
So what we're looking for is subject area coordinators. People who will gather around research, or people who will gather around teaching and learning strategies, or people who will gather around assessment strategies,
Right.
and keep that discussion going. Whether it's, what I would love to see even content from research papers on teaching and learning,
Right.
making its way inside of the COPL conversation.
So for persons who have done research in the past could actually use COPL to share their research with faculty and even generate more interest and conversations coming on.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we ourselves will be informing ourselves, the community sharing. So that's one of the things I want to say. I want to say how we could benefit from our homegrown research that could improve even assessment strategies. Yeah.
So therefore that coordination that falls within that title on COPL called the interest area. So that'll be the interest area coordinators that you're referring to.
That's correct.
Beautiful. All right. So COPL will be manned, or no, I shouldn't say manned, but you will have those individuals who have accepted the calling to be these interest area coordinators to boost participation. So let's say you go into COPL and you ask a question. The interest area individual will be the one to let persons know that there's a question waiting for somebody to answer, or just to keep the momentum going inside of COPL.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to call those people champions because they are the ones who would actually push the initiative forward.
Okay.
Right. So everything, there's a inertia at the start of everything, and people have to get comfortable to this new space of chatting.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
And we have people of different ages inside of our teaching facility or faculty, right? So the champions, let's call them champions, they would be the ones to basically push the dialogue further, push the dialogue.
Vibrancy and the dynamism.
Keep it vibrant. Exactly. Yes.
You're doing well. I think I have maybe two more questions, one after this. So maybe in a nutshell, share with us a critical objective, therefore, that you want to achieve regarding academics involvement, specifically in the area of teaching and learning.
One of the things I want to say our academics growing. I want to see where I'll be looking for that. I'll be looking for that probably in, even our SEQs and feedback from our student evaluation questionnaires. A lot of times we get comments, and the comments are geared towards, our strategies for teaching and learning. And sometimes our strategies, we could be using something for the last 10, 15 years, but they have now become
outdated.
Yes. And I want us to be new, like the leaders in teaching and learning strategies. I want to see us becoming leaders in assessment strategy.
Right.
As you know, with the onset of AI, you need now different strategies for assessment.
Right.
We have kids who are born with the phone. In my generation, a cell phone was, not heard of until we were probably at university levels. But we have kids now, my own kids, they're born with the phone. We have to find different ways of reaching those types of students. We can't sit back and say, this is how it has been done for the last 20 years, so this is how we will continue. We will become obsolete as an institution. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And so therefore, my last question I have for you, it's not really a question. It's really to invite you to share anything else. Is there anything else you want to share, not just with COPL globally, but anything you just want our viewers to be aware of, going into 2025?
Yeah. Well, one thing I want to say, I mean, we are in the year celebrating our 20th anniversary.
Right. All right.
And so I think it provides an opportunity for us to look back and consider how we have developed and grown in the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And even now consider our path forward.
Right.
What do we want UTT to look like? And remember, we are UTT. I'm UTT. You are UTT. When we say UTT, we are talking about us. This is our identity. This is who we are. So I think it is a period for us to consider, how are we going forward? How are we going forward as academics in the field of teaching and learning and assessments and research?
Yeah.
What do we want UTT to look like next 20 years? And I think couple has come, on the cusp of it.
Right.
It's exciting, and my heart is that all academics get excited about, or stay excited for those who are already excited, and for those who are not too excited, to get excited. Yeah, and that transfers to the classroom.
Yeah. Okay.
Once you're passionate and excited about what you're teaching and how you're delivering, the students will get it. So they will get.
Agreed. So thank you so very much for being my first guest on Conversations with Faculty. And I look forward to seeing you sometime again, I'm sure. All right. And so thank you for all those who have tuned in to the first video, the first aspect of this initiative. And stay tuned to see who else is going to be sitting with me inside this space as I continue to really show what's taking place across UTT in the areas of teaching and learning. Because at the end of the day, this initiative, Conversations with Faculty, is to ensure that faculty know what's happening with their other faculty colleagues. So thank you and stay tuned. Until next time.